That's is so interesting. Like I can feel like my posture changing as we like go through that exercise. Um, yeah, and I feel I don't feel that heaviness of like loneliness anymore, which is good. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, if anybody's ever been down to Florida, there's a city here outside of Tampa called St. Pete, and at St. Pete, everybody like the sunset is like a holiday every single night. So like I was on that beach on the boardwalk, and like what I could hear were like the seagulls and like the sound of like the ocean. And like I was alone, like seated on like a bench, but I wasn't lonely, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So in front of me was that box, and on the box was the color like green.
Mm.
And the object that was there was like a whiteboard Sharpie, which is what I hold when I talk on stage. Um, Even if there's not a whiteboard, if anybody ever sees me talk on stage, there's no whiteboard and I'm holding like a red marker. It's my thing. And yeah, what was going on in like the background of that, like the voice, it just said observe. It just kept saying over and over and over again, observe, observe, observe. But it was like,
So
it was steady. It was like a confident, it was like a space. Somebody was holding that space instead of like pushing me to do something.
yeah. And so people are probably saying, okay, well, what do I do with that information? So if we were working together, when we would do this in person, what I would have you do is have sheets of paper, pens, markers, and you take that, all what you just said, and you draw it out. Like you write down the words that come up, you use the colors that come up, and then you have these two opposing images that come up. And so now I know if I'm talking to Chris and I notice that something's going on with him and I think that he might just be feeling lonely or disconnected, I can say like, hey, looks like broken sunset might be showing up, right?
Ooh.
And guess what? Nobody else in the world knows that's what that means, but Chris and I knows that's what that means, and you, if you're watching now, you know that's what that means. And it's a way to be like, check in with yourself and say, which sides of these am I just doing, or am I pausing and observing?
Dang. That is exceptionally powerful. So like it's the synchronicities are there. Oh, my word was synchronistic sticky tack. Couldn't tell you why. But one of the things that I'm gonna share today is that one of the most powerful professions that you could have back in the day, like back in the day, was naming. You were the person that named things. And there's like some fable books that I like to read that like the most powerful person that's in there, like it's not the magician, it's not the knight, it's the person that has the power to know the names of things and to call them into existence. So when you name and give attention and focus, but your attention and focus to those things, dang dude, that is an insanely powerful exercise. Insanely powerful. Thank you for running us through that.